You are now a loyal follower of the Villain District Podcast.
Shout into the mic. What a joyous, what joy we're experiencing. We've experienced.
Yep.
It's Joy Fest here.
It really is.
At the studio.
It really is.
It's Joy Smiths. It's Joyce Ween. It's Joyce Giving.
It's Joynica.
It's Happy Joylentine's Day. And why is that?
That's because now, unlike in the past, we have multiple alpha mics.
Dooley's on the alpha mics.
Dooley alpha mics.
Will went out and bought himself a big boy mic.
You know what? Sometimes you got to treat yourself nice. You know what I mean? Sometimes you deserve a little extra.
I'm sure you guys were thinking,
What just happened?
was your phone going on?
The Weather Channel just started yelling at me from my phone. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Well, it's weather to shout about, man.
That's right.
It's nice and cool and crisp.
It's lovely.
But anyway, I'm sure you guys were wondering, man, Will, he hasn't spoken much so far in the podcast because Joe's been speaking so much. And something I've learned about myself,
I have heard that a lot.
If I have a microphone, like in normal everyday life, real life person, sometimes I just don't speak much, I realize.
Sure.
But when a microphone, like, I don't want you to speak, I want it to speak.
No, it's your turn. Right?
But you've probably noticed that Will's voice is nice and full and round, smooth.
Yeah, you've noticed that before now, and now you're noticing it even more.
Negative.
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is...
If you've met me in real life, you've noticed how full and round and gorgeous my voice is, right?
What I'm saying is, this microphone is the mic that Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on.
Yeah, that's what he's named after. Michael Jackson. That's why he's called that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really a good story. There's no recovering from that one. Oh man.
Hey, we should do a shout out section.
Okay, let's do that. That sounds good.
So I recently discovered that my uncle Joe, who married my Aunt Linda, aka Aunt Linder, is a listener.
Woo!
And if he's not listening to this episode, then I'm super embarrassed.
Right.
But
you could literally tell him to.
He's a fan of the show.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Not sure why.
That's amazing. That kind of made my day.
Yeah.
I mean, I was having a fine day, but that kind of made my day. Yeah.
And here I thought my mother and your father were our only listeners.
I know, me too. The numbers don't say that, but still,
well, they do say at least two.
Right. Well, that's true. There are two of them. Yeah, at least two. So that's good. Yeah. Shout out to
after we release episodes, I'll get texts from my mom, and it'll be like very like. First of all, when she texts, sometimes she doesn't like check her spelling.
Right.
And it's always very like quick.
Right.
And
she's got stuff to do.
I have to just kind of decipher what she was trying to say sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes it'll be something very specific to something we talked about on an episode.
Oh, really?
Pertaining to her sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
And I like the way we record these episodes is just like we just sit down.
We just go.
We just talk.
Yeah.
And I don't always remember what we say.
No,
and sometimes I think back and like, we talked about that. Did we talk about that?
Yes.
Broadcasting
Was that on a podcast or was that not?
That was a bad idea.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I shouldn't have said that.
We're just letting people hear what we say.
We should
That's
really
weird.
filter. I know one time we were saying something.
Hey, your voice sounds real nice,
Hey,
man.
thanks. Yeah, it sounds like a fountain of honey, I think.
Do you feel
professional? Yeah, I do. I feel like Mark Maron.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm saying is you remind me of Barack Obama.
Thank you.
Yeah. But what was I saying? I was saying something. I don't remember. Oh, one thing I wanted to say is that I'm going to open a drink for Joe and have a toast. I don't know if that came through.
It did.
Wonderful.
Loud and clear.
Yes. You know why it came through loud and clear? Because of this wonderful mic. All right. That was refreshing.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for your listenership.
That's right.
Thanks for your family-ship. you should make Aunt Linder listen every now and then. Now, I know we do have some guests that might have some language habits.
Right. Language habits.
And I can
feel like
imagine,
I have a language habit of some sort.
Yeah, my mom's the kind of person that she's like, Joey, nothing I haven't heard before.
Right.
She's like, I was hearing those words before you were born.
Right. Which is true.
But can I say that about my Aunt Linder?
I don't know. Probably. Come on.
Yeah, she was probably cursing at sailors and stuff when she was out on the sea.
Yeah. My parents are the same way. I watched Clerks when I was like 12 or something.
Such a bad idea.
That's way inappropriate.
That's why.
But that's what did
why.
it. That's what happened. Yeah. So don't have to worry about my parents on that.
I guess we should shout out to your dad too.
Yeah. What's up, Dad?
Hey.
Talk to you later tonight, but by that time it'll be probably a different day for you.
I can't wait to hear the some sort of funny comment you have on the internets about something we spoke about.
That's true. That's genetic. I do that too.
Yep.
It's true. Can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a good dad joke today, if you want to hear it.
Yep.
And by good dad joke, I mean it's a dad joke first and foremost and a good joke second.
Okay.
But it is, if you've never tried introspection, you should really take a long look at yourself about that. It hardly qualifies as a joke.
That's hardly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hardly, yeah. But I'll give it.
I may have said this joke on the podcast last time. There's a viral. Yep. No, this was at the Destination annual party.
Yeah,
we went to second annual party. There's a viral video going around of dad jokes, and it's really funny because it's kids. Basically, like confessionals of kids in front of the camera.
Oh yeah,
just like a one shot. And they're like confessing these horrible, like it's as if they were being abused.
Yeah,
but it's just dad jokes, which is pretty funny.
That's a good idea.
And the last one, the girl goes, she said, I asked my dad. I said, Dad, will you make me a sandwich? And he turned to me and waved his wand and said, abracadabra, you're a sandwich. And then she just shook her head with a sad look on her face.
Sad about it?
I'd never heard that one before.
I haven't either.
Here's the thing. I hang on to stupid things. Just like in the last episode, we talked about drinking a nice cup of Job.
Yeah.
When did I watch the Rugrats last? I was probably like 13.
Right.
Probably. Is that about when it was coming out?
I suppose so. Yeah, something like that.
Late 90s or something?
Probably.
I was probably younger then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regardless, I've been using that joke since.
Yeah, cup of Job.
So now I want to, anytime someone says, will you make me something?
Yeah.
It's just going to be abracadabra, you're that thing.
Abracadabra, you're that thing.
From here on out.
No, that is good. My favorite dad joke of all time, and I've told it, if you've ever come to see us at a show, I've probably told this, but it's just my favorite. I can't help it. You know, and you've heard this a billion times. You know how geese fly in a V, and when they fly, one side of the V is always longer. One side of the formation is always longer than the other. Do you know why that is?
Why is that?
There's more geese on that side. I love it so much.
That's a great one.
It's so good. I will never deny myself laughter at that joke. I don't care. I don't care about your...
So more geese means longer?
Yeah.
Is that the joke?
Right. Yes, that's what that means. The geese make it longer. The geese make it longer.
Okay. Geese.
It's pretty good.
Greasy geesey.
Greasy geesey. Oh, man. We're just rambling. I love it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We got some cool stuff planned for the month of October at the Villain District podcast. And I will say this.
Say it.
We are planning on making the Villain District podcast a weekly thing.
This is the plan.
Where the plan.
Yes.
I'm planning it.
Planned.
I'm saying it as we broadcast. Well, pre-broadcast.
Right.
So that I have to do it, and we have to do it.
Recorded history.
So we'll basically have a night when we record.
Yes.
And a day during the week that you can rely on an episode.
Yes.
And the reason I guess we haven't done as many episodes lately is because we haven't had guests.
Yeah.
But what I realized is that we can be our own guests.
That's true.
Be
I knew it.
our
I knew it.
guests. Be our guests. Let the podcast do the rest.
Oh my God. Now everybody wants to hear that song and they can't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They shut off the podcast and they went to YouTube and looked it up.
Yeah.
Song was great.
We'd play it on here. I don't know what the rights, if we have rights to do that
We have
yet.
to find that out. That was one of the things I meant to Google the other day.
I mean, radio stations have to, like, do something weird.
They have to, that's right. They got to do something. I don't know. I don't know what you do for that.
Weird stuff.
We'll find out. It'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll do it weekly. It'll be good.
Yep.
So yeah, I and it felt like it didn't feel like we were doing it weekly, but it felt like we were doing the podcast more often than we have been. This will be episode what, 27? 27? Yeah. That's really not that many for how long we've been doing this. I mean, it's fine, and I'm super proud of the episodes we have.
January?
Since January, yeah.
What, did we record on, like, first week of January? The first
Something
one?
like that, yeah. Or
we
second
went into
week
the
of
studio
January.
and we recorded an episode.
That's right.
And we didn't release it.
We threw it
because
away.
we weren't good at it.
Right, but now we're just...
Now.
now is all
Now.
the difference. That's right. Yeah, so... But it felt like we were doing more than we were, but that's just because we do other things with our lives, too. Our lives.
Yeah.
Our lives, too.
I've been thinking about giving up on that stuff.
Have you?
Yep.
Yeah, that stuff's not nearly as good, I don't think.
No.
When I think about just in terms of sheer pound-for-pound goodness,
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be the VDP.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I've never said that abbreviation out loud before, and I wholeheartedly embrace it.
I like it. Here's the thing. Whenever we decided to call this thing, or actually call the band first, Villain District,
Yep.
don't think that we didn't realize that VD was the name of the band.
Right.
And VD is short for
Villain
venereal,
District.
venereal disease.
Oh, I see. I see.
Okay?
I
And
see.
people come up to me sometimes and say, do you realize?
Do you understand
Do
what
you
you
realize?
did? Yeah.
And I just want I'm gonna settle the score right now. Clear the air
Yeah.
of all this
Yeah.
poppycock.
That's right.
The first time
Which
we
is a V. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Sorry, Aunt Linda.
so Aunt Linder is not listening. Joe, you're gonna have to tell Aunt Linder about this one.
Right.
I don't know why we call her Aunt Linder because I have another Uncle Tom who's from like New York State,
Okay.
and he thought it was cool or something to speak like New York State people,
Okay.
and the us are ers,
Oh.
kind of like JFK did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
listen
okay.
to a speech.
Yeah?
once in a while.
Right. I know.
I'm going to clear
Who
the
is that? I don't know.
John F. Kennedy.
Oh, I see. I see what you did.
JFK. That didn't.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Didn't ring. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear the air right now.
Uh-huh.
First week, I'm like, Villain District's a cool name. What's
Right.
the
Yeah.
abbreviation? VD.
VD, yeah.
And then I thought, yep, owning it.
Uh-huh. Of
We
course.
don't, because you have to play the I don't care game.
Right, of course. Well, yeah, and I mean, when we put up we were like, okay, we're doing a band, it's Villain District, whatever. We put up the Facebook, and of course we were like psyched, and we were like, oh, all our like old friends who knew us can be like, oh, cool, and like support and whatnot, and they're super cool about it, and they totally did. And I forget who got to that joke first. It took less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I forget. I want to say it was either Ryan Eichelberger,
probably.
or Daniel Stroud, and I'm not sure which one.
Right.
It's one of those two.
It was-
that got to it
Yeah.
first,
Mhm.
and I can't remember which one it was, but whichever one it was, I was super proud of him. I was
Yeah.
like, sweet, it didn't even take you a day.
Get it.
You got it. You got it.
But anyway, my thought process was, oh,
Watch out! Don't be cutting out that mic. Uh-oh.
Brian.
Uh-oh. What's up?
What you doing out there?
What's going on?
We're recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
Really?
You didn't know that?
Oh my goodness.
We've been recording a podcast since January. It's good.
It's good.
I'll send you a link. You want to be on it? Yeah.
That actually is a great question.
I don't know. Well, we have guests on a lot,
Right.
and it's kind of like I would say it's a Louisville creative culture scene podcast.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
I should
Yeah.
leave then.
We're gonna have you on sometime, okay?
Okay, cool. I'll talk about all the movies I'll eventually make.
Dude.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Are you leaving?
Sorry to interrupt, studio audience.
Are you leaving?
No, I'm not leaving.
Well, it's like after 8 o'clock. Why is everyone still here? Just rocking out?
Is everyone still? I think I'm the only one still here.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's you guys and me. I'm gonna have some bourbon because my girlfriend's not home. So
Hey, look at this.
There you go.
good idea.
Rack
Right
it
there.
out.
Right there.
Well, do you edit this podcast or is it as is?
Just as is, man.
Sweet. Bye guys.
Bye.
See ya.
We might edit that out. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I do like the like surprise guest moment though. It's like it gives it like a Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
Today on Mr.
Oh, look who stopped by.
But my thought process was, if Saves the Day
Yes.
can post online and
Exactly.
say STD is having a show today,
Exactly.
or this week in STD, and embrace it and be
Yeah.
awesome,
Yes.
VD all the way.
Come on. Of course.
Get with it. Quit
Yeah.
being a baby.
Yeah. Grow up.
You
a
can
minute.
cry. You can cry today, and you can
Yeah.
be cheerful tomorrow.
Right. I live by that. Really.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I did take an old venereal district. There you go. I did take an old venereal disease warning poster and change it and make it villain district.
Yeah, as
And
a little like Easter egg.
as a little thing. Yeah, because I was looking for stuff that was in the what do you call it when like it's legal for you to make a new picture out of it? You know what I'm talking about? It's a public domain.
Yeah.
I was looking for old like because we had that sort of 1984 or George Orwell propaganda kind of thing, and I found one that was like watch out for venereal disease, it's everywhere, and it had this like woman in a dress, and it was a really modest dress, but I guess not for like the 40s or
Right.
whatever. But she was like
Just
looking at you.
disease ridden.
Yeah, she was like looking at you, and it was like venereal disease is all over the world. So I
Yeah.
changed it, and it's good.
I like that. It's
good.
good.
It's pretty good.
because it's because
we're all over the
You're
world.
embracing our culture.
That's right. That is what I was doing by doing that.
But here's the state of
Absolutely.
the internet right now, which is pretty interesting.
That's the best way to start a sentence. Yep, keep going.
Okay, so let's go down the track of music that we've played.
Okay.
When Will and I started playing music, we were both probably 11 years old or something
right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was a drummer and he was a guitar player. He had
that's
long
true.
hair and shaved up under it like a rock star.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll let that go. That's true. That's
He
a true
used
fact.
to like pull it into a ponytail sometimes.
the
and
reason
it'd be
that I did
shaved
that,
up.
I actually hated that I had to shave up under my head, up under my hair. But the reason I did it was because it would fluff out. It wasn't because
Yeah.
I liked it.
You could have thinned it out, you know.
Yeah, I could. I didn't know that. I don't know.
So you shaved up under it.
don't know. Yeah.
That way, when you like leaned your head, like there was just a big shave.
Right. Plus, I looked really cool, so
Little
I
shave mark.
I don't know how you deal with that, but
So we started playing music before the age of the internet. Okay,
that's right. That's true.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
We played 2 talent shows, a couple birthday parties,
Yeah, that's true.
and
One of them was mine, so I don't know if that counts.
we did play.
But yeah, we
that was
did.
a good one.
That was fun.
And then we
Captive
started this
audience.
band called Nine Ball,
That's right.
and we played a lot. We played around the local scene a lot.
That's right.
The Amp Space in Somerset. We played with
Yeah.
a band called Third Man quite a bit.
That's right.
Bad Joke.
Yep.
I
Bad
don't know
joke.
if you're listening, Neil Compton.
Neil. Yeah. Played with them. Sock Puppet Mafia.
Sock Puppet Mafia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else
bunch
was
of-
playing?
A
I
bunch
don't
of
remember.
bands like that. And then eventually we decided to drop out of college and start touring. And that was about the time the internet took off.
Yeah, it's
That
true.
was the time where if you were on Facebook, you were in college.
You were in you had a
if you were on
college-
MySpace, people
Yeah.
were really interested in what you were doing.
That's true.
They checked
People-
bulletins all the time.
That's
Remember
true.
bulletins?
Yeah, bulletins.
We used to
Oh.
post our new songs and stuff in
Wow,
bulletins, and we get tons of
yes.
plays because people always check bulletins.
That's
And
true.
we used to tour off of MySpace. So venues were
Yep.
on MySpace, promoters were on MySpace.
Yep.
And MySpace was just our avenue
It was
of
great.
getting shows and doing all that stuff.
It was great.
Well, then we went down the road. We almost signed a deal, a smaller like record label deal in Nashville. We veered off that path and decided to change our name and start move to Nashville and do that thing. Well, people kind of still hung on there. Around the nine ball days, we were like posting like downloads for new songs, and we were getting thousands of downloads, like
Yeah.
thousands of downloads.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, the
Uh-huh.
number that we got up to
Mm-hmm.
for like a small independent band.
It's true.
And then we changed our name,
Mm-hmm.
and the internet was starting to get a little crowded, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Right.
And then we were like, okay, well, we all were kind of had given up on the music thing.
Right.
Burp.
Yeah.
And then we essentially got back together and decided, you know the story. You heard
Oh, yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah.
Started playing music again. It was an itch we needed to scratch.
It's true.
And we got on the internet with our new songs,
Mm-hmm.
and people just didn't listen as much
Right.
as they did.
Which
Back
I'm
then.
still super personally hurt by.
But here's the interesting thing.
It's a joke.
All the time, I'm getting messages asking where the band is.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know, the Savvy's Facebook page gets messages a lot asking, you know, are you guys still together? Are you going to
Yeah.
put out any more music?
Right.
I even went to a wedding over the weekend. Some
Oh, yeah.
really close friends
Mm-hmm.
who were like avid listeners of anything that we put out.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I've heard a couple songs. When are you going to put out more?
Yeah.
And we've got like 4 music videos out,
Yeah.
4 or so,
Yeah.
and he hasn't heard them.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Huh.
just interesting to me
It is.
how, I guess, muddled
Yeah.
and muggy the internet has become,
Sure.
because there are people who are interested who
Yeah.
have no idea
Sure.
what we're doing.
Right, right. Well, here's what you do. Here's one thing you could do. And I don't know if you want to
I
do
don't
this.
feel like it.
Okay, fair enough. But it depends. If you're using so sometimes people, and this is interesting too, sometimes people will use like old MySpace pages and old Facebook pages and stuff like to memorialize things, right? So like you have
For
like-
real?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, like, there's a whole phenomenon now where, like, when people die, when people pass away, and they have a Facebook page,
Right.
like, what happens to that? It just stays there. But this is not as serious as that. But, like, so if you want to use the Savvy page as, like, a memorial to this time in your life, and you want to keep that thing, then you leave it. But if you want to guide all that traffic to Villain District, all you do is change the pictures on there. You just change the picture to Villain District, you change the title to Villain District, and you have a link to where the actual Villain District stuff is. See what I'm saying?
Is you saying that's what we should do?
I'm saying if you want to guide all that traffic to us and our current artistic endeavors,
I'm just not sure if like
if they would do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, examine yourself real quick.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No. No, I don't want to hear anything we're doing.
Yeah.
It's boring. No, I'm
But
just kidding.
That being said, our plan is to actually take the songs we've already done and put together a full-length record.
Woo! Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting because that putting together a full-length record is very different process
Mm-hmm.
than just releasing single after single, because you're trying to fill. What am I trying to say?
It's like a different it's a different artistic project. So like if you're doing a single, you're focused on that. Whereas if you're doing an album, you have more space to sort of explore. Is that what you're talking about? Like in
I
terms
suppose.
of in terms of you're not thinking in single mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Abbey Road. Think about Abbey Road. That's my favorite Beatles record.
I think about it sometimes.
But yeah, you should always think about Abbey Road every day, all the time. And you can cry today and you can be happy tomorrow. Those are the
Yeah.
things that I usually say.
I hear that.
Yeah, so think about Abbey Road. It only plays well. That's not true. You can listen to it however you want. But if you listen to it straight through, it's one piece of art. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like one thing.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it different. I don't know if that's what you were talking about.
Yeah,
but
I like that.
Yeah, you know, it makes it.
I like the way that sounds
so like,
when you say it.
So like our record, whenever we get it done, is going to be one piece of art. Whereas these 4 videos have been their own pieces of art. And they were visual because they always had that visual element to them. So they were multimedia art pieces, really.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so.
Yeah. So that's a thing.
What else?
What do you mean, what else?
What else?
What else?
What else you got?
What else do I have? Oh, I can promo a couple DNN things if you want me to.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the DNN.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
The DNN stands for Destination Nation Network,
right,
listeners.
Let's just
in case you didn't
clear
know.
the air.
Yeah, let's just get it all out there. I don't know what you're about to say.
We're quitting the DNN.
It's been a long and fruitful relationship,
Yep,
but after much thought,
just done with it.
yeah.
Over it.
Yeah. But that's not true at all.
Nope.
But what is true is, and I haven't even told you this off mic yet. I'm gonna be on Bagged and Bearded this week.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing an episode about Batman, and so I was like, yes.
Why do you get to be on all the cool podcasts?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's that stupid tie you're wearing.
It is, man. That's my
He
tie.
came to the podcast. He came to showed up.
This is-
Okay, here's the thing. When he showed up to the studio, I was outside playing with RC cars.
That's true.
Racing cars in the parking lot because it had been that kind of day
Yeah.
where we
Understandable.
were like, all right, you guys just want to go out and race some cars?
Answer
Yes.
is yes. Yeah.
And Will shows up in a tie.
What's wrong with that?
You're in a tie,
I look good in this tie.
according to Mr. Dongermart.
That is true. That is true. He was very nice about it.
There's a if you guys are familiar where the Dongermart is, I actually in my creative writing
That
I
is
try
true.
to put the Dongermart in each story
know.
each story I write,
I know.
just because I think it's a silly.
It is silly.
But he walked into the Dongermart, which is like this marathon station,
Yep.
and the guy was
It's
like,
a good one.
But guy was like, "Hey, how are you doing? Nice
Yeah.
style."
Nice style. Yeah. I was like, oh, thanks, man. Thank you. As I'm buying beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So again, I know we've mentioned it before. The DNN, the Destination Nation Network, is it's a network of podcasts.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
and YouTube shows.
and YouTube shows,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of like-minded people doing kind of the same thing and supporting each other doing it.
Yeah.
And the Destination is also a local comic shop here in Louisville.
Yeah, it is.
And we've started buying our comics from there,
That's right.
like
Like you should.
you should,
Yeah. Grow up.
and it's good.
Yeah. It's very good.
It's good to do.
Yeah. It's very good. I went there. They had a party because last Wednesday, I think was their 2-year anniversary. I
Yep.
don't know if it was that day or not, but nevertheless, that's when they had the party. And so we went, and I spent too much money. And Brian Barrow upsold me on another trade paperback.
Have you read that yet?
Nope.
You never will.
Yeah, no, probably not. I burned it though, so there's
Right.
that. But no, he was trying to upsell me. He's trying to show off his upselling skills. And
Yeah.
the only way it ended up, I was just tired of. I was tired of fighting back, and it was his birthday. It was his
Yeah.
birthday too, so I was like, that's fine. I'll
what
buy
can
that.
you do?
Right, exactly. What can you do? And no harm, no foul. I walked away with another trade paperback. So
Is your mic just kind of floating there?
It is. It keeps moving. It
Do you
keeps
like
doing
that?
This. No, I don't. And I've kept trying to tighten one of
Wait,
the
hold on.
bolts that holds it. You see what I'm saying? This turns. Why does this turn? Is it that? Oh, I'm not on there. Hold on, listeners. We'll be back. This felt fine. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so much better.
He was just chasing the mic
I
up
was
and down
chasing it.
like a noob.
So anyway, I'm going to be on Bagged and Bearded. We're going to be talking about Batman. So I've got to go back and look through my old Batman catalog and remind myself of the things that I know about Batman that maybe not everybody knows about Batman, because that's all I can offer.
Let's see. You
so-
talk about Hush. You'll talk
Right.
about
All the deep cuts.
yeah.
Year one.
Your one,
Really thinking
onesie.
about pulling out this deep cut called The Dark Knight Returns. Nobody's read it, but it's really good.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I'm going to do that. And also they're doing a thing at the DNN, and I don't know if you're doing this or not. I'm not sure.
Nope.
You're not?
The Halloween
The
thing.
Halloween thing.
Nope.
Okay.
Still not sure what it is.
Okay, well, I'm getting ready to tell you and the listeners. So essentially what's going on is the plan is, I don't know if we need to be promoing this yet, but this is deep in the episode. We're not leading with it. It'll be fine. The plan
It's
is
fine.
to do...
Brian doesn't listen.
No, he doesn't know. The plan is to do 15 short videos. 15 short videos, maybe 3 minutes apiece. And they'll come out every other day in October. And essentially what it will be is a different DNN podcaster or actor in one of the YouTube shows, or YouTube personality, somebody associated with the DNN, doing a voiceover describing 15 of your favorite, or what should be your favorite, Halloween video games. And so I'm going to record mine tomorrow, and the video will be, you'll see gameplay happening.
Right. So has the performance already been captured as far as the gameplay?
It's
Or are you playing it?
No, I will not be playing it. It'll be captured separately, but it'll be original. I'm not sure who's playing it. I don't know who will be playing.
Why don't you want to play it?
I did play it, actually, to prepare.
Are you just really poor at
I'm
it?
very poor. Actually, I am very poor at the game I'm doing. The game I'm doing is called Friday the 13th for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Nice.
So I had
Original Nintendo?
Yes. So I had to research that, and then I had to find an emulator online where I could play it, and I played it, and it's a really, really god-awful game. It's really bad.
Gotcha.
But when you hear me talking about it, the route I'm going to go is then I'm going to say it's really good, and it's going to be funny because it's such a bad game.
Right.
So it'll be great.
It's good. Like Bloody Murder was good.
Yes. If you haven't seen Bloody Murder, listeners, go watch that. So.
Yeah, we need to watch that.
So nevertheless, I'll be doing that. So the Friday the 13th episode will be me. We'll probably link to that at some point when it exists. But yeah. So there's some DNN things that are happening.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if you want to check out the DNN, there will be a lot of new stuff. The DNN has been growing a lot as far as I guess the family behind the company. So our friend Matt Gaither, who's the writer, creator, editor, shooter, director of Bagged and Board.
Yeah.
I don't remember which episode it was, but we had him and a few of the actors in the show on.
Yeah.
Since then, I've become like a composer on the show.
Yep.
Villain District is doing some songs for the show as well. And he and Matt are now kind of partners with the DNN. So Bagged and Board is now part of the DNN.
Yeah.
As well as the Villain District podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Girl Gone Geek, a
Yep.
podcast.
Nicole, who we've had on.
Bagged and Bearded, which is a podcast about comic books. Nerdstalgia, which is kind of like a pop culture hour.
Yeah.
Kind of led by Brian Barrow.
Hour with Brian Barrow. What else could
that's
you want?
all you
kind of
want.
Thing. Right.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Exactly.
What other podcast? What other podcasts?
There's
are
one
there?
called Peg Warmers.
Right.
Which I have not got a chance to hear yet, but I hear good things. And then there's one called the Damn Good Podcast, which is Damaged Goods.
Yeah, the comedy
improv comedy group.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff.
Am I forgetting? Animation Destination. I don't know why I forgot about that. Animation Destination is really good. It's about animation, obviously. So yeah,
right.
They've done some fun things.
Not just anime.
No. That's
American animation too.
You know, that's what I thought about that podcast. I thought Animation Destination was. I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be like an anime.
Didn't they
thing.
do like a thing on the Batman animated series?
Oh yeah,
dude.
I think they did
Batman animated series.
Yeah. Yes.
Holds up.
Oh yes. It's very good. It's like legitimately very good.
I want to say the Batman animated series did more for Batman than the Tim Burton movies, which they were based on, right?
I think that's fair.
Because they did
they're based on that.
Yeah, they're based on
like Penguin has flipper hands.
Right,
that's how I associate
and
them.
Danny Elfman's score is the original score or the intro score of the show.
Yeah.
But like if you check Batman subreddit, one out of every like 6 or 8 posts pertains to the Batman the Animated Series of the 90s.
Yeah.
It was Kevin Conroy is most people our age is Batman.
Yeah, exactly. People will fight and die for him. And then Mark Hamill is a lot of people's Joker. I mean, obviously Heath Ledger, is sort of his own force to be reckoned with. But
I had the weirdest dream the other night.
Did you?
I haven't told anyone about this, so let's just talk about it.
Let's do that. Let's talk about dreams. I'll give you my interpretation of it.
Okay, so in my dream, I was Mark Hamill.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
You were Mark Hamill, the actor.
Yeah, and I was in Star Wars, but I was living it.
Okay.
So like it was as if I, Joe, was watching the new Star Wars movie for the first time. When I first woke up, I'm like, was that like a sneak peek of the new Star Wars movie? That was weird.
Yeah.
But if you had seen what I saw,
Mm-hmm.
you would not feel that way.
Okay.
I'm going to say these things on
Okay.
the podcast.
Yeah.
People are going to think differently about me.
I think that's a good thing.
They may
You should
not
say that.
because people have messed up dreams, right?
Right. True. Yeah, I'm getting ready to tell you about one actually. So yeah.
So I was Luke Skywalker
Uh-huh.
as kind of like a middle-aged dude,
Uh-huh.
and for whatever reason, in episode 7,
Uh-huh.
I was in prison for whatever crimes against
Sure.
whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And people were trying to get at me.
Okay. Okay.
So I was like using the force to
Uh-huh.
like teach these guys a
To
lesson.
just destroy people.
And like I was like, I want to say I like crushed someone's head with
God.
the force.
Totally un-Luke Skywalker like
Yeah.
behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, a Jedi wouldn't act
Very
that way.
dark side
And that's
of you.
when I realized that
Yeah.
oh, that was a dream. That wasn't some weird like
That's
15-minute
Right. Thing you
sneak
watched.
peek I watched.
Oh, interesting.
Because it to this day, to right now, it's been
Yeah.
like a week.
Yeah.
I feel weird about that. The dream just had bad vibes.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those dreams where it's so real that like it makes you feel like icky
Sure.
for like crushing people's heads with the force.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So
That's awful. It's funny that you mentioned dreams because when I was driving over here, I was like, one of the things I could talk about on the podcast is this weird dream I had last night, but I don't know if I want to talk about dreams. So it's weird that you brought that up. So I'm getting ready to tell you my dream.
all right.
So it's 2 very short dreams. No story to them at all. One of them was a work dream, which I never have. But let me preface it with this. Last night, Maggie and I wanted to go out to dinner, right?
right.
Hadn't done it in a little while. Wanted to go out, just have some fun. We ended up, initially the idea was, let's go somewhere fun and new. We ended up going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nice.
So,
Perfect.
neither new. Well, no, it's fun.
That sounds good.
And I had
right now.
spicy shrimp tacos.
Wow,
and
I can't eat shrimp.
They were amazing. Oh, that's true. But they were spicy, and I think that's the key. So I had a weird dream because of the spiciness, I think. So I had a work dream, and essentially the dream was I was teaching, and my class was talking, and no matter what I did, they just would not stop talking. And I would be like, stop it! And I would hit the desk, and it would just be just a totally sad, pathetic attempt to try to wrangle them in.
Yeah.
So that was the first dream. No story to it. It was just bad. Just like a half hour of that. And then the second dream was truly horrifying. I was talking to somebody. I don't know how. No setting, no context. I was talking to somebody, a female of some sort, and her face was like the underside of a spider.
What?
Isn't that awful? It was like there was a mouth in the middle of her face, but then everything else was like the underside of a spider.
Oh,
like,
God.
with like legs and stuff.
What's the matter with you?
It's just spicy shrimp tacos. Don't eat spicy shrimp tacos at Buffalo
if you
Wild
can
Wings.
dream it, you can be it.
So that's my new goal.
I believe in
My
me.
goal is to do that and have my face be the underside of a spider. It was horrifying. It was awful.
Ooh,
So I'm scared.
gonna need a breather.
I'm scared. I'm scared after that one.
That's an image, man.
Yes, it's horrible.
Do you remember like details about like this, like your surroundings, where you were?
I remember nothing except the face.
Right.
It was
That's
just
weird.
that face. Yeah, it was really, really strange.
You should get into like dream stuff.
Analyzing dreams, or what are you talking about?
I was thinking more like Inception.
Oh, I should like become a dream-o-naut.
Dream
Is
and
that
not.
what it is? Sleep-o-naut?
Just a sleep not.
Sleep not. All right. So just stay awake. We should talk about music to get that creepy dream out of my head because I don't want to think about it anymore.
All right, let's chat it up.
Let's chat about music. And
then the
Sound
music,
in
the
general.
music thing plays. Music time with your favorite guys. Everybody sings with us. Everybody's happy because it's music and music time with your favorite guys.
Guys. We should just cut that out and use it every time.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Oh man,
That's funny. All right.
but I'll like underscore it.
Yes, put some music behind it. All right, you just heard the inception, pun intended, of a brand new idea, and it's going to be great. So let's talk about music this week. What you got? First of all, do you
What
have
do
any,
I got?
Yeah, do you have anything that you want to talk about, music wise or sounds
do.
wise,
Um,
audio wise?
I'd like to say that since I was about 16 years old, I drove around in my car
Yes.
because when I was about 16 and a half, 17, I got my first car.
Yeah.
It was a 97 Honda Civic 2-door
Good car.
with a really poor radio.
Okay.
So I
Right.
never listened to the radio.
Yeah.
I've never listened really to the radio on a regular basis ever in my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
And it was one of those things where like I kind of had a disconnect with other people who just listened to the radio a lot, and it just didn't make any sense to me. Why do you listen to the radio? You've got
Right.
iPods and MP3s.
You can pick whatever you want.
You got the Zoom.
Yeah.
You've got your
You got your
Walkmans, your
Napsters.
Discman.
Yep.
And about 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, 2
Okay.
weeks ago, I started listening to the radio.
Yeah.
I've got presets.
Uh-huh.
I've got
In
all
your
my-
car, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a new car about a year ago.
Right. Right.
There's a local NPR station. There is a classic rock station. There's a country station.
Uh-huh.
I've got a country station.
There you go.
Just because every now and then I click on it and like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Or,
You give it a shot.
I've got the hit station, the pop hit station.
Yeah.
And there's like a rock station that's like sometimes they'll play like Cage the Elephant or Nirvana.
Oh, there you go.
And sometimes they'll play like Breaking Benjamin.
Okay.
So it's like
A little different.
it's really hit or miss.
Sure, yeah.
But when it hits hard.
Uh-huh.
But I say all that to say I was rolling down the street,
Smoking
just
Indo.
sipping on
Sipping
gin
on-
and juice.
yeah, mhm.
I was pushing my buttons, right? I've got 6 presets.
Yeah.
And I land on the pop station, and what do I
Okay.
hear?
I don't know.
I hear Macklemore's new song
Oh, there you
on the
go.
radio.
Yeah, right.
It's called Downtown,
Uh-huh.
and it features Mr. Eric Nally, who
Right.
was the lead singer of Foxy Shazam,
Good band.
who is right now on a hiatus.
Right.
But Foxy Shazam was one of those bands that was touring and kind of getting their ground
Yeah.
when Nine Ball was touring.
It's
and
very
getting their
true.
ground.
I remember one tour that we were on. It was probably one of the first, I guess. At
Mm-hmm.
least, yeah, because I guess Chris was there by the time we really started doing anything you could call touring, I think.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first, and we had heard Foxy's first record, Flamingo Trigger. And I
Right.
don't know if it was their first record, but it was the first one we heard. It was the
Yeah.
one with like all the noise rock and like the
Yeah.
weird stuff. And
A boogity boogity boo.
Ah, so good. And so, if you haven't listened to Foxy Shazam, go back and listen to their whole catalog. It's all fun.
Yeah.
And but I remember on one of the first tours, we had listened to that and we thought it was awesome. And then we realized we were checking their shows to see where they were, and we followed them a couple nights. Like we were behind them a couple
Right.
nights.
So-
like we would play a venue the day after they had played.
Exactly.
And then we followed them to the next venue the next day. They were
So
like a
we-
day ahead of us.
we were playing the same venues.
we were. Yeah.
After you ended up abandoning us.
That's right. Yeah.
Um,
Cold-heartedly.
We were playing this place in Buffalo, Minnesota.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the venue.
Right.
But we played this place, and the promoter was like, "Yeah, Foxy's in town tomorrow night playing here," and we were
Uh-huh.
like, "What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?"
Yeah.
So we end up canceling the next show, staying in Buffalo.
really? For the
Another night
purpose?
for the purpose of watching Foxy.
That's awesome.
And dude, they were fantastic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like
I've never seen them.
Eric was like spinning mic stands between his legs and eating, like he smoked an entire pack of cigarettes at once.
Yeah.
And ate it.
He ate them. Yeah. I remember I remember watching their early performances on YouTube, and it was just like nothing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, it's just
It was
like
just-
the dude, like when the dude's on stage, he is at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then here pops on Macklemore's new single,
yeah.
and there's no promotion for it as far as like featuring
Featuring Eric Nally.
this guy or that guy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's Eric Nally of Foxy Shazam
That's right.
singing Downtown.
That's pretty good.
Downtown.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just really kind of nice to hear. It's like
Yeah.
it's cool to hear like mainstream pop radio
Uh-huh.
that feels so kind of close to home,
Yeah.
but also like really comfortable.
Yeah.
That this guy who did what I did is
Uh-huh.
now like on pop radio right
Yeah.
now, and he's working on his solo
He's doing
album.
a solo record. Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that's super cool.
I don't know. Plus, Macklemore just got tight flow.
Yeah, that's true.
His
That's
flow's
true.
like,
That whole
if
song
I
is
ever
about.
if I only had one helmet, I give it to you. I give it to you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Dude, it's so cool.
Yeah. His this is a new record, right, that he's got.
I
right, with
suppose
Downtown.
so. Yeah,
I
I
haven't
don't know
checked
if it's
into
out
it
yet.
Yeah, I haven't checked into it, but that other record that he did was just so good. And
It was
Ryan
good.
Lewis too. I mean, we should
Right.
mention him because it's Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Right, he make them beats.
That's right. It's super good though. But yeah, no, that's good. It's speaking of getting into older ways to listen to music, right? So you have less control on radio, right?
You have no control.
You have no control on radio. That's interesting that it's better.
Yeah,
in
and
some ways.
Here's something that's interesting too,
Yeah.
but I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
feel free, go.
But I'm kind of a fan of Demi Lovato
Okay.
because when I was like 17 years old, she was on this show. I don't even remember what it was called.
Was she a Disney?
Like Sunny or something.
She a Disney person?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was a Disney person, and then she
Yeah.
came out with these pop songs in 4 or 5 years ago. And I don't know, I always liked Demi Lovato for some reason. She had that one day I first met you.
Yeah.
The world is ours if you want it. Take it. You
I
know
don't know
that song?
No, I don't know it.
Give my heart a break. Give your heart a break.
No, I don't know.
What you can-
I don't know who she is either.
Yeah.
She's like not. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not sure. What
But-
show was she on?
It's-
Zach and Eric or something?
No,
With like 2 kids?
She had her own show.
Oh, she had her own show.
Anyway, regardless,
Yeah.
it's not cool to like Demi Lovato, but for whatever reason, I've just kind of always liked her voice.
Yeah.
I liked her pizzazz,
Right.
and I've been listening to the radio for a couple weeks, right?
Uh-huh.
And this song has come on the radio several times. Chris was like, yeah, that's Demi Lovato.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I had no idea
Right.
because I don't have any control over what I'm listening to.
Yeah, sure.
It's not, I didn't seek out Demi Lovato.
That's actually a really interesting point. So, I mean, regardless of who you're talking about, not having control over your playlist, I mean, it's kind of a good thing in that it can stretch your musical preferences, right? I mean,
I
so
don't
it's
know
like,
that. I mean, I don't know that modern day mainstream pop music radio is going to stretch you that far.
well, but it like I won't listen to anything like that. I will never choose to listen to Demi Lovato.
Right,
So, like for
exactly.
me, it might stretch my musical preference or at least my musical tolerance.
I mean,
because,
the song's okay.
right. Okay. Well, I'm not saying Demi Lovato particularly, but
She's
like,
got some good ones though.
right, but I might hear something and be like, oh, that's an artist who, if you gave me their name, I would just never listen to it. But if you just throw the song on my radio, I'm going to listen to it. And not only that, but I've heard it twice now and I like it, right? That kind of thing. So there's the possibility of that. I mean, it's kind of like your political news. If you follow political news at all, it's good not to just seek out your own political news, but have some just float across your desk. And that way, you have to read some stuff that disagrees with you and stretches you as a person.
Yeah, like Jeb
like Jebo,
or Bernie.
yeah,
or Hillary.
Benjamin.
Who else?
Benjamin. Who else? I don't remember.
Captain Trump.
Captain America. Yeah. So anyway, but so speaking of getting music in older ways, I won't say what it was that I've been listening to recently because I'll save that for another episode. But I've been purchasing music again.
What'd you buy?
No, remember what I said.
What?
I'll tell you if you want to know. I won't go into it at all. I bought 2 records by a band called Driftless Pony Club, and I bought 1 record by a band called Desaparecidos.
Desaparecidos rules.
Yeah. Yes.
Ben Zimmerman, if you're listening to this right now, which you're probably not, because if you had, you would have known that we came out with more than 2 songs. Call back. But I was telling him about this band, and I couldn't remember the name. I'm like,
Desaparecidos.
It's like
Yeah.
kind of Spanish sounding.
Yeah, I was calling them Desparecidos for a long time, and then Maggie was like, "Oh, I think it's Desparecidos." So that sounds right.
Desparecidos.
Desparecidos, Doritos. I don't know. But anyway,
Have you tried the spicy nacho Doritos?
I haven't. No. Is it good? Is it worth doing?
Dude, it changes the game.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
game changer.
Anyway,
I need to do that. But I've started purchasing music. I started putting down my cold hard cash for it, which, as you know, youthful listeners, at least, probably every listener, but at least youthful listeners know music is not something you have to buy anymore if you don't want to,
no.
right? Just like television shows and access to HBO. It's not something you have to purchase if you don't feel like it.
Right.
You can just have it. And I did that for a long time. I would just, I think we all got a little starry-eyed when the ability was there to just data dump all of your friends' discographies.
That's super gross.
It's true. You don't do it when anybody's around. But you just throw all the discographies of your friends onto your iPod, and it's like, I just got 1,600 new songs.
Right.
Right?
And you never listen to half of them.
No, there's something, it's too much. It's too overwhelming. And then also, you don't appreciate it as much. Even if you do kind of listen to them, you don't appreciate them
That's
as
true.
much.
That's psychological.
Yes, exactly. I looked it up. It's something called effort justification. So if something is harder for you to obtain or to get, you value it more. Right?
Totally.
Yes. So if you have to pay $20 to go see a movie, you probably like that movie better than if you only had to pay a dime.
I do a thing where I listen to a lot of film scores because I'm somewhat of an aspiring film composer.
Right.
And I like to hear what other people's been doing.
Yep.
And I've bought more film scores than I have other music.
Other records,
in the last, but I've only bought 3 or 4
Sure.
in the last 2 years.
But have you listened to those a lot?
Significantly more.
Right.
Than the other ones.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so with these 3 records that I've bought in the past week, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm downloading all sorts of stuff. I don't, I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I don't even listen to a ton of music. But I've gotten into these records in a way that I haven't gotten into a record in a long time, which is really nice. It's
What's the album art like?
The album art, it's kind of freaky. The Desperacidos has a cover.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to finish the Desperacidos because it's got a cover that looks like an official sort of government form, and then a lot of it's blocked out. Like
the reason I said that is because whenever you're 14 and you were born in the 80s, and you got into an album, that was the whole package. The album art.
Oh yeah.
You read all the thank yous.
Yes.
The lyrics and
read them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You read who mixed it, who mastered it.
That's right.
The 3 or 4 engineers on the album, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It was a more tactile. It was more like engrossing experience.
Totally.
And I feel like that's part of why you don't appreciate a record if it's one of 500 records that you just got off of somebody's computer really quickly. So my suggestion, kids, is go out and buy yourself a record. Actually, you don't even have to go out. You can just impulse buy one on your phone right now, probably, because that's what I did.
And you don't have to go out and buy all the music you listen to.
Right.
But it is good to practice buying something that you really admire.
Absolutely. Yes, that's true. So both these bands that I bought from are people who I don't know if I could have pirated it, but it would have been difficult because they're not huge. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Those records aren't just floating around everywhere. So the quickest, easiest, most reliable way to get it is to buy from them and give them money for what they put their work into.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it's great. It's been good.
It's good.
I've gotten really into those records. So
yeah.
So go pay your money. Go. What are you thinking? What are you thinking stealing all this? You wouldn't download a car?
You're a fool.
I would definitely download a car. Are you kidding me?
Oh, totally.
Are you joking? But see, here's the thing. If I could download a car and nobody lost a car, see, that's the thing. Nobody loses a car if you're using the music thing. Nobody loses that music. It just shows up to you.
Right. It just shows up to you.
Yeah.
It's a duplicate.
Right, exactly.
It's a duplicate of something else.
But pay money for your music. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's like cloning.
Yes, it's like cloning. In other words, totally immoral.
Ooh.
The second record has no soul.
Hey, listenership, have you ever used Napster or have you ever FrostWired your own music?
If you downloaded
you're playing God. You think you're God, listeners?
Oh,
have you been watching the news?
I think you just might be, listeners. That's how much I love you. Yeah. Thank God. There's got to be some joke in there about downloading a soul record.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make
so.
it. But yeah. So. Anyway.
Well, since you know what I was thinking the other day?
What were you thinking?
Remember how you were like really obsessed with Lady Gaga?
Totally. I remember that. I don't know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Okay. We're going to start calling our listeners
Uh-huh.
villains.
Okay.
What's up, villainous villains? What's up,
That's
you
not- That's
treacherous
not,
fools?
that's not very flattering. That's not very flattering.
What up,
but,
you little felonists?
fellas?
Hey, Brian's
oh, my
back.
goodness. That's
Brian's
super
back.
funny.
Trying to sneak in. I was just going to listen in.
Oh, man.
We were just talking about purchasing music
Right.
in this new day and age. What was the last album you purchased?
God, I don't know. I don't remember.
Because you're a thief.
Oh, man.
You thiefy, villainous villain.
I used to buy really bad music.
Like what?
I have a Lord album. That's fun.
Oh, there you go.
Lord. Have you heard Lord?
I've heard Lord. Is it, wait, what's the song I've heard?
Look,
You
give
know
me a
what
second.
it is. Yeah.
It's
Royals.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. Right? Is that the Lord you're talking
It's
about?
Royals. Yeah.
My dad sent me a text message one day when that song came out and said,
Mhm.
"You heard that song?" I said, "I haven't heard that song." He
Yeah.
said, "Listen to that song. That's a cool song."
I read an article whenever she first sort of broke that was saying the headline of it was why Lord is the new Nirvana.
I heard that too. Did you
hear
read that article?
I did, but I don't remember the points that they made. Unfortunately,
Yeah, because
I don't remember what it was. I didn't find it convincing enough to remember. Apparently,
Right.
But I remembered the hook. It was a good hook. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
so we should listen to some Lord together.
yeah. True. Let's do it. Not right
Is
now.
it
though.
LORDE?
I think so. It has an E. Yeah, yeah.
Criminals.
I think so. That's right. Don't steal your music, everybody. That's my point.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Anything else? Have you listened to anything else?
No, not recently.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of podcasts.
I was just thinking, we're sitting here with Mr. Brian Cunningham. He doesn't
right.
have a mic because we don't have one hooked up for
That's
him.
right.
And he just kind of snuck in.
Surprise guest.
But I would say Brian's somewhat of a movie guy.
Okay,
He movies a lot.
right.
Yeah. I used to movie a lot more than I do now before I started like doing work things.
Right.
Right.
So so what you're saying is whenever you go to work, you don't have time for joy. Okay. So
That's how I've always felt.
back in February, March, Brian was co-director and director of photography of a movie we worked on called Loss Prevention.
Uh-huh.
And I did some of the sound, the field audio.
Yeah.
I'm working on the score. Chris is working on the sound design and mix.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be helping with sound design as well. And Brian, I think, would be a good guest to have for our horror October episodes.
Let's do that.
We're going to be doing like
do that.
watching some horror movies and then like doing podcast on like just like
Either the score or the use of
score
sound,
or
sound
use of
design, stuff
sounds
like
and
that.
Stuff like that.
So we don't know yet. We're
Yeah,
gonna kind of feel it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get kind of themes and maybe do a couple or 3 movies per episode and just sit and talk about these 2 or 3 movies for an hour.
You got to do it follows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's the one that sparked
Yeah.
the idea. Was it follows?
It follows.
So-
I think we talked about it on the last episode, but the score is just like it's rattling. It's nostalgic. It's fresh. At
Don't
the
say
same
too
time.
much. You got to save this content.
Okay.
This is all stuff for the future.
Watch that movie, guys.
Right. We'll put up a list of movies you should watch before you listen to the episode.
Totally.
So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, there are a lot of good ones.
Then we
out.
got to have a loss prevention episode too.
Oh, totally.
As that gets.
We need to
closer.
have Matt and Brian on to talk about
Yeah.
loss prevention.
Right.
Do it when the movie's done. So
Right.
it's March, April.
Yeah,
Sure.
in 3
Right.
years,
3 years.
3 years from now, we'll be talking about it.
Oh, one thing I want to say before we wrap up is we have stickers now. And if you want a sticker, here's what you do. Come to a show. It's October 1st.
Grab a sticker,
Grab a sticker.
peel the back off,
Uh-huh.
stick it to you.
Put it on your face. But yeah, so come to a show. We're playing October 1st at Tim Faulkner Gallery. If you can't come to that, here's what you do. You go to iTunes. You write us up a review. You can say you're great and give us 5 stars. You can say, I hate, my ears are bleeding, and I hate now. and give us 1 star. Either way,
There are studies that say if you hate, though, that you don't. First of all, you don't live as long.
right, that's true.
Second of all,
Right.
you're just miserable.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Studies have said that. Keep going.
And third of all, you don't get a sticker.
That's true. Many studies have said all these things. So yeah, you can do that, but you're gonna die if you do. So give us a good review, and then, but no, just review the podcast on iTunes, and then send us an email saying you've done that with your address, and we will send you a sticker for free. So do that.
And it'll only cost you.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll cost you your time of writing a review.
Like, how easy is it to write a review?
I don't know. I've never done it, to be honest. No, I did. I reviewed Nerdstalgia. That's what I did.
I reviewed my hairdresser.
There you go.
My barber, a lady, her name's Lindsay, and she is just first class.
Yeah.
And she works at a place called the Underground Classic Cuts, and she really pays attention to the shape and contour of my head.
Well, there you go. There you
Some people don't. Some people aren't worried about it. They're just like,
Right.
okay, well, here's do you want A, B, or C?
Right, of
And
course.
C, if that's the closest to your head shape, all right, that's what I'd.
Yeah.
C.
Give it a shot. See what happens.
Doesn't work quite. It works well enough.
Right.
It just doesn't work quite well enough.
Yeah. Well,
Go to Lindsay.
Right.
She's got a Facebook page, and you can.
and there's
rate.
there's a picture of you on it, actually.
How'd you know that?
Because
You're
Facebook,
so weird.
right? Facebook suggested your haircutting place to me, and I didn't know that it was your haircutting place.
What?
So I clicked on it, and it was there's a picture
How did that
of you on
even
there.
happen?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. NSA.
You only follow 5 people on the
NSA.
Facebook.
Thanks,
so.
Obama, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Obama's America.
Haircuts offered everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
I think that's all I got for today.
Let's see. Where are we?
We're
at
at about an hour.
We're at an hour
So,
and
yeah.
a minute.
Hour and a minute.
So,
that seems good.
We're so right
'Cause
now.
we'll
We're
be back.
eating.
We'll
We're
be back.
eating the time of people's lives by 1
Right.
minute.
That's true. Yeah. When we'll be back next week, so we don't have to stretch.
Yeah,
because we'll be
next
back
week.
next week.
We
So,
need to have a guest, maybe.
maybe. Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares about guests?
You know what I care about is the fact that today you done good, Joe.
You done good, Will, especially on that brand new microphone.
Tasty.
Bye.